earnings, and Nykaa came out with its earnings over the weekend. A good set of numbers coming in from Nykaa. We are now joined by Anchit Nayar, who is the CEO of e-commerce beauty at Nykaa. Very good morning to you, Anchit. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And let me first talk about inflation and the impact that it's had on Q1. And if you look at your numbers in detail, inflation actually doesn't appear to have much of an impact on your overall revenue and GMV growth. So how should one actually look at the impact going ahead? Would it be by the incremental new customers? And also, if I could add in, are we actually seeing a change in customer preferences in terms of what kind of products they are buying, given the current environment that we are in?
Yeah, no, so I think it's a good question. Of course, everyone is concerned about inflation, and as you mentioned, there's been some pressure on the consumer. But I think despite that, to your point, Nykaa has delivered incredibly strong results with the consolidated GMV growing at 47% year over year. So look, the numbers are telling us that till now we've not seen an impact on our consumer base of the inflation that might be affecting other parts of the economy. But we haven't seen it in our numbers yet. Now, does that mean that we are not expecting it? I think it's tough to say. We don't know how things will play out. If there is a chance, there could be some slight impact, but till date, we've not seen it. And we're also highly optimistic because now we are getting into what is the festive half of the year. The July, August, September, and the October, November, December quarters tend to be seasonally better quarters for us. So we remain cautiously optimistic for the rest of the year.
All right, Anchit, talk to us about the fashion business. It's 21% of the GMV, but active users have remained flat. So what's driving growth in this segment, and what do you anticipate will drive the growth going forward?
Yeah, so for us, fashion has grown also very, very well. And in fact, it's grown faster than beauty, having delivered almost a 59% growth in GMV year over year. So that business continues to grow and also gain traction. Yes, it is a younger business of ours. Beauty, we've been retailing multi-brand beauty for almost 9-10 years, whereas fashion has been hardly a couple of years, maybe 3 years or so. So a relatively young business, lots of headroom for us to grow, and that business is delivering strong top-line growth. Now, with regards to transacting customers, I mean, fashion's unique transacting customer base has grown almost 99%, almost 100% year over year to almost 2 million customers today. So we are seeing strong traction on the unique transacting customer side as well. Now, what I will say is that fashion, like everything we do at Nykaa, is looking to build the business in a sustainable way. And we're looking to build it in such a way that it does not impact profitability. So given that, the team is focused on driving higher quality traffic, not just the quantity of traffic, but rather the quality. And that is reflecting in the fact that our conversion numbers have also improved on the fashion side. So I think what you can say is strong top-line growth, coupled with very thoughtful, high-quality traffic that is improving the quality of the customer base, and therefore, hopefully, the future performance of the fashion business.
Right, Anchit, let's talk about the volumes in the non-metro cities. We know what is inflation doing to the consumers. So could you tell us how are the volumes in the non-metro cities? And also, are you seeing customers or consumers holding back on discretionary purchases now?
Yeah, so we have not. And I think, again, that's reflective in our numbers. Our consumers in metro cities as well as in tier 2, tier 3 cities are showing very strong demand. And we've always said that consumer behavior in these smaller cities in India, it's incredibly aspirational. And it is very similar to the kind of behavior we see in the metro. So for our consumer base, the trend continues. Tier 2, tier 3 markets tend to be growing faster than the metros. And I think Nykaa has become a household name for many consumers across the country. And so we're seeing very strong demand from tier 2, tier 3. I think rural might be another story. But again, rural is, I think that's beyond the top. That's even beyond tier 3 cities. So not a huge area of our demand comes from the rural markets. So I can't comment on whether there's been a change in consumer spending in the rural side of things.
Now, the own brands have started contributing now 12%. But when we look at the fashion gross margin on a sequential basis, it appears to have dipped from 47% to 45.7%. What's the reason behind that dip in margins?
So look, I would say that we on both the fashion and the beauty side, our priority is we are a multi-brand retailer. We work with 3,000 plus brands on the beauty side and over 1,500 brands on the fashion side. So we will continue to push the focus on delivering growth for all of our brand partners. Now that being said, yes, from time to time we do find gaps in the market, which allows us to come up with a consumer proposition that we think is unique, and that's what drives our house of brand strategy. Now, as you said, there has been an improvement in its market share. Still, it's not that large. I mean, as you said, 90% of our business comes from third-party brands, but our house of brands is doing well. It is gaining traction, and I think obviously in the longer term, that should have a positive impact on gross margins.
Right. Nykaa actually announced the acquisition of a Little Black Book. Could you tell us what are the synergies that are expected and any more inorganic growth strategy or growth plans ahead for your company? And also, if you could shed some light on the capital allocation strategy that you have for company.
Yeah, so on LBB, it's a fantastic content platform that the founders have built, and they are creating incredibly unique and high quality content that our consumers find traction with, and they enjoy interacting and engaging with that content. So for us, we saw a lot of benefit in having a content platform as part of the Nykaa family. And as we've always said, that content is a key strategy in driving education and awareness. And Nykaa looks to content as a great way to drive commerce. We are a platform that is not focused on liquidation and discounting out of our own pocket. So we want to drive the right type of demand in the market, and we think content is a great way to do that. So LBB, being a fantastic digital content first platform, is going to be a very beneficial platform to both our beauty and fashion business. That being said, LBB will still continue to stand alone and operate and be able to service all of their partners, not just Nykaa.
Anchit, what has stood your company in good stead is the fact that you are profitable when a lot of your peers are not. I'm talking about new age companies. But I think the street will look at the company's path to higher profitability. What is that path?
Yeah, so I think you covered it well. Nykaa is a profitable e-commerce company, which is rare, obviously, in the ecosystem. And if you look at our profitability today, EBITDA has grown to 4% of sales, up 70 basis points year over year. And if I look at profit after tax, our PAT is almost 5 crores, which is again a 40% plus growth year over year. So we remain very committed to our value of driving both top line growth, but also ensuring that we're doing this in a sustainable way and that we're able to deliver profitability, because we understand the importance of building a profitable firm. That is what will make this company sustainable in the long run. So that remains a commitment. That being said, any dip in profitability that you might have seen in the previous quarters was due to our investment in new businesses. The core business of beauty remains profitable, and it's our investments in our B2B business as well as our Nykaa Man business that we see as future drivers of growth that might have slightly brought profitability down in previous quarters.
All right, we leave it at that. Thank you so much, Anchit and Nayar, for joining us on the show and giving us a slice of the quarter gone by for Nykaa and what is expected going ahead. And that was Anchit Nayar, who is the CEO of e-commerce beauty at Nykaa.